I
It's
just
clammy
asked,
in here. It's like being inside a clam.
I opened the door as well. I noticed that it's a warm day though, and we've
Beef
got
clam.
warm days coming. I just asked if you were all cheery because you sounded it, but
That was
you just
sad.
fake
It's a lie. Fake it till you make it, mate.
fake happiness.
Let's all be like Philip Schofield. At least he heats off him a wee bit.
a little bit.
What do you think of this madness?
Okay,
Do you hear my rundown?
let's hear it.
Closeted celebrity has
Yeah.
found himself an OnlyFans twink who he's been funding.
Okay,
Family of twink have issues with twink's lifestyle.
it's a problem,
Stepdad and mother.
right?
Religious, possibly.
Made
Don't like
up,
his
could
lifestyle.
be.
Potentially homophobic.
I like the way you're guessing.
I once went to a family event
Uh-huh.
on a sunny day and wore shades, and my mother and father thought I was on crack cocaine. A similar thing has happened here.
Hold on. Now I've laughed and I've just realised I was 17 years old.
Uh-huh.
I was walking down Lockheed High Street.
Yeah,
I had long hair.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Saw my granddad walking towards me.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I ever spoke to him. And he come up to me and he goes, I have a lot of experience.
Huh.
I went, yeah. He goes, I was in the army. I went,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I know. He says, and I've seen things. I went,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Uh-huh.
He says, and I know, and you don't need to deny it to me, but you're one of those homosexuals.
Oh, gee.
Are you? Being 17, thinking it was hilarious, I go, yes. He turns scarlet.
Oh my God.
He didn't have a comb over, he had a walnut whip.
Right, okay.
He went on about my long hair when he fell asleep. It went down to his
Oh, to
ankles.
been a length.
And then he had to wind it up with all this grease.
Aye.
Right? He went home.
That's a very vain thing to do.
It was
A comb
incredible.
over.
This was a walnut whip.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a dog turd, a white
Well,
one.
Donald Trump, he combs it all forward.
Just-
He had his scalp removed.
Just be bald.
He's bald, yeah.
So he goes home.
Uh-huh.
I'm written out of the will.
Okay.
So that £18 wasn't coming to me.
Jesus.
And he told everybody, right, that he'd go down to the D club drinking,
Ugh.
and he told everyone that I was dead to him.
Oh, God.
It worked out fine because I didn't really like him.
No.
So what you're saying is a possibility.
That's what I think is. It's not a possibility. So they didn't go to the police about this.
They did not.
They
That's
went
true.
to the BBC.
Mhm.
The BBC have then contacted them, I think. But you can imagine there'll be a whole department where people just phone up and say, Philip Schofield stole the cube off me. I've phoned them 10 times. I've never had a response.
They don't care anymore.
So they've phoned them, but then there's inconsistencies. They said that they were on the phone for hours to the BBC, but they've said the BBC didn't phone them back. So there seems to be a problem within the family. They're not
There's a
communicating.
problem. They can't get all the information out. For example, he was on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
For example, he has the drug problem.
Well,
And
does
you
he
know,
have a drug problem?
I don't. Well, this is
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
You don't know.
You smoke a joint, but the police, there's no case here.
Yeah.
Because the victim,
Mm-hmm.
the young person, he's 20.
Right. But the problem is, but when he started, if he was under 18 and on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
that's very illegal.
That's our only. Well, you just don't know.
You don't know.
But the thing is, a 20-year-old, if somebody
But I don't think you can get on OnlyFans. You've got to
see
have ID
see a
or something.
40-year-old man
I think.
was in a relationship with a 16-year-old girl,
Okay.
and they got married, which is legal.
Yes.
Can the police then approach them and say there's been illegality? The victim here, there's no court
Oh,
case, but
Only if he took pictures of the 16-year-old
yeah,
and sent it to someone.
yeah.
Then you're in a different world.
But the police will not get involved in this
This is
because
a
the
strange
victim is saying nothing's happened. There is, I know what's happened here. The dying days of tabloid newspaper. The Sun is a disgusting thing.
Mhm.
The News of the World was a disgusting thing. They had Philip Schofield. Now, I don't like Philip Schofield.
For his
But-
thieving.
I just don't like him.
Mhm.
But when you look at it, Philip Schofield was utterly destroyed. And what has he really done?
What's he really done? What power has he gained? What something do they need to get him out of the way? Because
The laddie,
other people are doing shit. They
the
don't
laddie,
care.
the laddie Philip Schofield was in a relationship with. has not gone. He's not made
Yeah.
any claims of anything. Philip Schofield, but Philip Schofield got a lot of traction. They've looked for a new Philip Schofield story, and I think I think they've been a bit quick to publish. The laddie contacted the Sun and said, "There's nothing's happened to you," the day before they published the article.
But that's the tabloids. They're going to do shit anyway.
get
aren't
do
they?
it.
They don't care.
But no, I think when this first came out and it said £35,000 for nude pictures, it's never smelt quite right to me at all. And imagine being one of these poor bastards. Ryland Clark was fucking.
Yeah, they're mentioning everyone's names.
It's
and you've got to-
homophobia.
There's a lot of that going on,
Heavy.
and there's a lot of the anti-trans thing.
Yeah.
You've always got to find the enemy,
Yeah. The BBC.
and the weaker the enemy,
Yeah.
the better, because the more you can shout.
Yeah, the BBC
know?
has a lot of fucking issues.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things they've been doing in the BBC. And historically, they've been appalling. A Jimmy Savile thing.
Mm-hmm.
But every single fucking industry, from the top to bottom of the British Isles, had a fucking problem with paedophiles. Everywhere. The army was hoaching with it. The religion was hoaching with it. The fucking civil service. There was abuse going on everywhere. To say that there's people speaking like the BBC are a satanic pedo cult. And it's fucking ridiculous. And there's other ones, it's the government. This is all like an operation to take attention away from other things.
Although one thing I did like was the BBC. I was listening to Radio 1.
They love talking
and
about
they
themselves.
contacted the BBC for comment,
Yeah.
and they haven't heard back yet.
Well, no, because the BBC journalistic department
Yeah,
is separate from the BBC.
it's just hilarious.
It is
Essentially.
hilarious. But the BBC love talking about themselves. But this story is just up. 5 years ago, the laddie's picture would have been, say, 15 years ago, the laddie's picture would have been on the front page.
Oh yeah, there's no way getting out of
the
it.
celebrity would be on the front page. They would have doorstepped them.
Yeah,
And there's people that shakes out of the woodwork, like Kelvin Mackenzie's a guy called Kelvin Mackenzie, and he is one of the most unpleasant human beings.
okay.
He speaks about the golden years of the Sun newspaper.
That's
Kevin,
I know who
remember
he
when-
is now.
remember
I don't know who he is, but
he was an
I
editor.
get it.
He was
I get
editor
it.
of the Sun.
I get what he is.
Remember
now.
when Gary Bushell was a thing?
Oh yeah, a
The
piece of
thing
shit.
I love the most about Gary Bushell is just forgotten,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely forgotten. Joe Brand still getting paid,
Oh, he
still
used to
doing well.
hate her.
He hated Joe Brand.
I don't know
and-
why.
and-
She's a delight.
Joe, because he considered her a fat lesbian. She was invisible to him
Yeah.
and simultaneously a hate figure. Gary Bushell only liked Sam Fox types.
Oh god.
Any other woman was of no significance. It's
you
the
get
most,
these strange. But here's the thing:
yeah,
if you're running a newspaper, right, and you're a tabloid, you're appealing to the lowest common denominator, and then a journalist comes along saying these unbelievable things.
yeah.
You know people are going to read it.
Oh, you know it.
So you just take them on. You
But
don't care. You don't believe them. You're not
who-
supporting them. You
who
just go, give us
buys-
money.
Who buys? You know the last. I bought a newspaper every day for years from a young laddie talking. But I've not bought
Guardian.
The Guardian. I read the Guardian. Okay, I don't like the Guardian now, but I read the Guardian. Now, I've not bought.
Oh,
I've
you
not,
did? I was joking.
No, I did buy the Guardian. I've not read the Guardian. I've not bought a single newspaper in fucking 20 years.
Yeah, I don't buy newspapers.
Nobody.
At all.
When I at my work, when I'd go in the morning, there'd be every newspaper. People would buy everyone. All of my colleagues would buy multiple newspapers and sit and read them.
Yeah.
Nobody buys a newspaper.
No, there's
So
no-
this is a dying days. The Sun was a kingmaker. The Sun could shape politics in this country. It
Yeah,
could
but
make
I
or
think those
break
days
people.
are gone.
It's gone.
Speaking of doorstepping,
Yeah.
and you reminded me of something. I've discussed this guy, how awful he is, and he's a conspiracy theorist. His name's Richard C. Hall, and his channel's Rich Planet or something,
Okay.
and everything. Rendlesham Forest,
Right. Okay.
vaccines,
Uh-huh.
the Boston bombing,
Spoiled it all for us.
everything.
Everyone's been spoiled.
And it used to be fun, and he was very funny because he didn't mean to be. It was like Alan Partridge.
Yeah.
He tried to be serious, but
Oh
he was
yeah, I
terrible.
know this.
But he's went so far,
Mhm.
and it was one of the guys that used to appear on his show talking about ancient aliens and all this. He says he used to say all this stuff was nonsense. He says, but in the last few years, he's kind of gone all in and believes it.
Because
And
there's
what's
money to
happened-
be made out of it.
Yeah, but he's went further
Okay.
because what he's done is he said the Ariana Grande bombing didn't happen.
Jesus.
It was actors. But you know what he's done? He's been doorstepping the
yeah.
victims.
Oh, I think, yeah.
And he's put cameras outside their house to film them, to catch them walking out of their wheelchairs and that. So these families are suing him. And I hope they fucking destroy
There's a
him.
lassie, is it Mariana Spring?
I'm not sure.
She's like the BBC's conspiracy commentator.
Okay.
And she looked into like conspiracy newspapers that's down.
Mm-hmm.
And just a lot of people who were the kind of, remember the old harmless hippie? You always had a hippy dippy friend, and you'd go to their house, and their mum and dad were hippy dippy, and they were a bit alternative, but they were nice and friendly.
Yeah.
A lot of these people have morphed into like wild conspiracy theorists, and they've been, because they're a little bit susceptible to just an alternative way of thinking. But the alternative information they're getting has been weaponized, and they've become deeply horrible people.
Yeah.
They've become angry. It's
They're
fucking
angry,
awful.
and there's certain people to hate over
There were
this.
people who will believe
It's
there's
disgusting.
people who will believe in the Loch Ness monster and 9/11 as a fake flag incident.
Yeah, but
it's all
but they're-
blended
they're
in.
the same thing, yes. They're the same thing. And I used to love going to sleep
Yeah.
listening to some UFO
Yeah,
documentary.
loved it.
Loved it.
Rendlesham's just a pile of shit.
It's a pile of shit.
It's a fucking lighthouse or something.
And
they
it's-
go, oh, it's soldiers. Soldiers were witnesses. Soldiers are they're just people.
Yeah.
They're all
it's-
running about with the guns. It was just lights.
It was glue, sniffing glue, running about machine guns.
They said there was footprints or something. Was there not?
There wasn't. Well, the prints of the craft. But what happened was a policeman there went the next day, and he went, no, they're rabbit scratchings.
Yeah.
And he says they're taking plaster casts. He went, they took plaster casts of 3. They were all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then one of the guys
Oh,
who
that's
was
wonderful.
close to it,
Mhm.
and he touched the craft. 5 years ago, he says, I've not told anyone, but I kept a book. And it gave me a binary code.
Oh.
So he opened it up and went, there's the bite, and they got it, and we are from the future. We're here
Oh,
to save you. We are explorers.
That is
Why
what-
didn't you tell anyone in 40 years?
Oh.
It's there.
That's like
going around-
Moses getting the tablets and he just says, I'll put them in the cupboard.
Yeah, forget
I'll
it.
Put them in the bread bin. There's nothing to
40
see
years
here.
later, it's like, God, I'm skint. I'll tell you
Jesus
what.
Christ.
But then there's guys called, like, I used to be into it. I had all the books. I
Yeah.
had the Jenny Randall's books.
okay.
And it was Larry Warren. He has even more because he does the tour around the world and talking about it. But he says another craft landed and it became transparent, and there was aliens and there was officers and they're all talking to each other.
wonderful.
Everyone just stories upon stories.
Just all bollocks. Well, I see there's a new documentary about the king of the UFOs, him that was in Area 51. What's his name? The big him that said he saw the craft and basically makes fireworks.
Yeah. He does make
That's
fireworks.
what he does.
Yeah.
But people speak like he is the most authoritative voice in UFOs, and he's a provable
Bob
liar.
Lazar. Yeah.
He's a provable liar.
Never went to the universities, colleges, anything.
Provable liar.
But the one thing you can prove about him is he ran brothels. His wife went missing, and within a week he was married again. It's a deep story.
These charlatans, this is a glory time for them because
Mhm.
nobody can be asked to the research, and you just see stuff. It just appears, and you make us like I've been like this with this celebrity nonce, but you
Mhm.
just it says it's him. You get dragged about.
Yeah.
And the information is so all consuming, it comes rattling at you, and everybody's
here's where
opinion.
what happens here. Now, when the American military they
Yeah.
invented this,
Yeah.
and say they crashed the top secret plane,
Yeah.
they'd go, "Oh, fuck. Say we crashed the top secret plane. Within minutes, another story, a UFO crashed.
Yeah,
Within another one, it was a train crash.
yeah,
Then you have 3 newspapers reporting 3 different things,
yeah.
and people just go, "Oh, nothing.
Fuck, it's not to see.
There's nothing to see."
But that's when it was.
So you 3 different.
That's when it was newspapers. And
Yes.
then the radio and
But now
television.
you don't have 3. You
You-
have hundreds of ideas about it.
Hundreds.
You don't need
thousands.
You can't think on something. Even
Yeah.
if something happens right in front of you,
You will
by
be
the time
convinced-
you'd be convinced something else happened
Yeah,
by night time.
Yeah, there's no way you
Yeah.
can.
This is what
And
happens.
everything's a political bent, and everything's from this.
Everyone's
and-
political. Everyone's very angry. Everyone's got to have an enemy. It's like, listen, calm
all
down.
these BBC folk going. I've actually just been on holiday for 2 weeks.
Do you know what annoys me? You have like Orwell's 1984,
Mm.
and it's against dystopian, fascistic societies. But the right wing have really taken it on board as That's their side. They're fighting against it. And you're like, no, you're getting it wrong. It's like the amount of right-wing people have been shocked that Rage Against the Machine is not their band. But do you see what I mean? You can just twist and change things.
Yeah.
Oh, which takes us on today's show.
What was the theme?
This actually leads in probably the best we've ever led into the theme.
Okay.
Now, you've been experiencing this in the last little while, and we have mentioned it
Hot
on
flushes.
YouTube. Well, I'm getting that. Very sweaty undercarriage.
Uh-huh. But you're like Ken, Barbie's husband.
Oh, there's nothing there.
So it just, was it not just slip off the moisture?
It kind of soaks into the
You know, under kin in the top of a fridge.
That's like me.
Okay.
Yeah. Same thing. There's nothing there.
Uh-huh.
So
Worn off like a pebble.
the last, it's smoother. Like it's been through one of those drum things.
Tumblers.
Yeah, tumbler. So,
okay.
on YouTube, on stories, you've noticed this, that it's a lot of right-wing things get recommended to you. A lot of anti-women things.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Twitter's got like that as well.
And I've said this to people and they go, oh no, that's what you're really thinking. The algorithm knows
you better than
And I'm
you know
like,
yourself.
I'm like, no. I don't.
You look at one fucking Nazi video.
And the world comes to an end. Oh no, Nazi UFOs.
Okay.
And then suddenly you're getting, Stormfront things.
Yeah.
So here's what happens, and I've figured that out.
Mhm.
All algorithms, AI, whatever, is lies. Right, here's why. This week,
Mhm.
I put on my phone, I put on stories,
Uh-huh.
inundated with fly fishing. I've never said fly fishing. I've never done fly fishing. I don't know what fly fishing is. Inundated.
You know what I'm inundated with?
What?
A canal boats.
Right. Does the algorithm getting Alzheimer's?
No, it's because you're old.
No, I'm
It's
not
just
old.
simply
I'm a
'cause
young man. No,
You're not.
listen, fly fishing,
What's the number one sport in the UK?
skateboarding,
Fly fishing.
Shit.
I think it's more people.
Stop speaking. There may be a flaw.
So you're old.
There may be a flaw in
So
it.
basically, algorithms is seen that you're old, and it's said to you, he's an old man. What's the most popular thing amongst old men in UK? Fly fishing. There you go.
I do
I've
get.
explained it to you.
Do you like women over 50? And then there's this picture of Margaret with giant tits, who's within 2 miles
I've
of where
never
I
had
live.
that.
I get that in the corner. But fly fishing, but lots of it. Now
Yeah.
I do know how to tie a woolly bugger fly, which is handy.
But
But
have you once looked up something?
never.
Have you looked up
it's-
kind of fly fishing adjacent?
It's off my
Do-
radar.
Dogging in a loch.
I've
Loch
never-
dogging. Does
Doesn't
anyone
work.
Does anyone do sex stuff like while scuba diving? Is that a thing?
Oh, could you imagine the water? Oh, it'd be like when you're doing a poached egg and it goes wrong.
Do you know when coral reefs fuck each other and they just all the spunk and
it
that?
gets in your ears.
They just spunk. It's just spunk. It goes milky. It's like Cleopatra's bath
Was that spunk?
milk.
Oh,
But
right.
it's just like imagine the
Oh,
taste
wait a
of it.
minute. Have they said, because you get it in school books, it was milk, but she actually bathed in something else?
Yeah.
40,000 people all lined up to fill her bath.
No, my notion of Cleopatra.
Smell.
My two sources of information about Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Carry On Cleo,
Which is factual.
which is in the blanket and all
Yeah.
that, and the fucking what's his name say Caesar. Infamy, they've all got infamy.
That's wonderful.
And the new Cleopatra Netflix show by Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada,
Oh, yeah, where they've
which is
just...
a black woman.
She's black now. But that's... Yeah, whatever.
That's it. That's all I know about Cleopatra.
I know nothing.
Cleopatra coming at you.
I do remember Cleopatra, the band. That was
Coming at you.
Madonna's first signing.
First and probably last.
No, she signed Alanis Morissette.
Did she? Oh, fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
that was
Awful.
Maverick. So that kind of...
Fuck's sake. Going on about blowjobs in Canada.
Oh,
A
God.
cold business.
My God, it's like an ice pole, isn't it? Jesus.
Madonna's got some fungal infection in her brain.
I had a fungal infection in my foot. So me and Madonna are kind of...
I think she was getting something done. I just
And
don't
it's gone
believe-
wrong.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Classic.
Get like
Have you seen
cellulitis or something.
To see the state of Simon Cowell.
Oh, he's not
He popped
stopping.
up with some mouthwash thing. This doesn't look like he's got a face anymore. It's like
Does
it's
it just went...
his lips are gone. He looks like bloody George from Rainbow.
Oh God, it's just completely pulled.
I just-
So algorithm.
Okay.
Right. If the algorithm genuinely would recommend things that I wanted, it would be mountain bikes, guitar equipment, recording. That's all I look at.
No,
Cameras.
but no, but that's the shit you like.
Yeah.
It's trying to lead you into other stuff, try to monitor it, it's trying to broaden your.
But that's
your
where I spend
sales.
my
It's-
money on
Okay.
bikes and things.
But they know you're going to spend it. They're trying to get you to buy more stuff.
Oh my God.
I think at the moment AI is deeply overrated. I watched there's a Netflix show about killer robots, and there's a robot just going about fucking couldn't have killed you. Fucking kick the thing. It's a pile of shit. Pile of shit.
No, there's no.
We'll be dead before this
there's
killer
no.
robot.
There's no mountain bikes.
Have you
there's
seen
no,
Have you seen the trailer for the Heidi movie?
No.
You've not
Robots.
seen. AI has done a trailer for a Heidi movie.
Is it terrifying?
I don't know what to think about it. You know the TV show Secret Invasion, the
Yeah.
new MCU thing.
Yeah.
The beginning of that has all been done by AI. The opening credits.
How do
And
you
it's-
get away with that with unions and everything?
Well, there's been a strike of late, and
That's like crazy.
but it's got
Crazy.
that weird otherworldly quality. There is something strange about it. I
That's
kind of
not going to pass. It'll soon be perfect.
I preferred, you know, the early days of the AI generating DALL-E and all that.
Yeah.
Remember how fucking weird it
Everything
was?
was weird. That
I
was lovely.
preferred that
Yeah.
to the new stuff, which is all becoming so crisp.
What to do if anyone's listening that doesn't really look at AI stuff?
Ah.
Just search for the latest images from Midjourney, and you will be blown away
Yeah.
by things that you
I-
can't believe are fake.
I'd love to show my dad, my brothers show my dad some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And my dad's finding it hard to compute.
Yes.
'Cause remember, my mum and dad,
Yeah.
if you use Alexa, they're like that. Give the lassie a break.
Oh wait, we'll get to about my mum and
Hold
AI.
on. It's a video I'd like to. Oh no, sure, no, I showed you.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
But no mountain bikes, no cameras, no lady on lady jelly
Just
fighting,
fly fishing.
nothing. Just fly fishing.
My brother tried during lockdown. Kind of everybody got into something. It came their minds off stuff.
Yeah.
I think he got into fly fishing briefly, but
I
I
got
don't
into
think it
sitting
lasted.
down.
Well,
I sat down a lot.
Uh
I went in lockdown. I got up every day,
huh.
brushed my teeth,
Uh-huh.
washed, put maybe some washing on, got organised, sat down on the computer all day, played GTA from morning to night
For months.
for months.
Well, the BBC celebrity during
Done nothing.
lockdown got into online twinks.
Well,
It
that's
coughed up £35,000. That's a lot of money.
I got cured of porn.
Did you? Did you just wank yourself?
No, the AI.
On day one, you just
Not the AI.
wanked.
The sorry, the VR. I put the VR on.
Aye.
I've told this story a million times, and
Oh,
not
is
just
that like
here.
it's like you remember back in the day if you got caught smoking, the thing was your dad would say "aha," and he'd make you smoke 10 packs of fags.
It's like that. But here's
With
the
porn.
difference. We have grown up on porn, being either in a magazine or on a screen,
Crumpled magazine.
and it's
I
over.
thought women's vaginas had crumples in them.
I remember the
That-
first time I saw them, there was an old washy around from us, and I went in and I saw a porn magazine, and I opened it up, and there was a vagina, and I ran. It was like a sea creature.
Yeah.
I ran all the way home, and I'm still carrying that. So anyway,
the
horrible.
magazine you still got.
Still carrying the magazine. So I put the VR on, and I
Uh-huh.
thought, first thing you do,
But first thing,
bit of porn.
all technology. First camera, photograph, pair of tits.
Absolutely.
Film cameras, dog cavorting in a field, pair of
Pair of-
bouncing tits.
Absolutely. That's what it has to
VR,
be.
fucking spaceship,
Pair of
tits.
tits. That's funny because the first thing you do your sort of, it shows you how it works, and there's a huge sort of like neon whale going in.
Yeah.
You're like, this is incredible. You had it on, it's amazing. Then you go, it's getting late. I'm going to have a little look at porn VR. Then something strange happens.
Oh,
It's like there's someone in your room, and suddenly you remember I'm antisocial for
Yeah.
a reason.
uh-huh.
So I don't care. This girl's going, hello there, big boy. You're like, I don't like
You know what
you.
you should do to add to the experience? You should just unscrew a thing of Shipham's chicken paste.
Oh, now here's what happened. There's this lovely young lady who's a porn actress,
Uh-huh.
and she's on one side of a desk.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of things are moving towards you to give you the 3D.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm sitting there and I'm looking down. I went, can't remember buying these clothes, but for moments you're there. So you're looking, you're going, okay.
I'm
And-
better dressed than I've ever been in my
Oh,
life.
always,
Aye.
always. Nobody's wearing Crocs.
No.
So anyway, she starts climbing sexily over the
Oh.
deck, and she catches her foot and she stumbles. And I went, "Watch out, pet!" My reaction to someone who isn't there is to, "Don't fall." Now, I went, fuck's
That's
sake, this
put
is...
you right off.
So I'm stressed that she's going to fucking fall on her chin getting over this desk. It's not real.
No, her chin she'll fall on.
No, it's madness.
Aye.
And then it's really strange, and just everything about it. You've got someone that feels like you feel your space is invaded.
Imagine.
I don't like it.
Neanderthal man is in a cave, and he's done his bison,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like that. Fucking hell, pair of tits. And then this portal opens. Somebody grabs him, puts a VR headset on him, shows him some fucking 2023 porn.
It's awful.
Just melt his mind.
I would ruin it.
I always have things like you think, I wish my granny she could appear back to life and you could put her in front of like Avatar in 3D. I just don't know what she would do.
I think
My granny didn't have a VHS player.
no, that I
so
get
all
that.
they watched was shit telly.
But I think that people would catch up a lot
Quick.
quicker than you think.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Well, they showed that famous one of the train in the coming into the station. And
Yeah.
folk were ducking.
Oh, hold on though. Have you ever watched the videos where someone hits a baseball or a golf ball and it goes towards the screen and you fucking
Aye.
blink? You still do that.
Aye.
So, and then I've told you the story before about the uncontacted tribe, and the people went past them in a helicopter,
Aye.
and then a couple of years later they went back to actually meet them
Aye.
because things were changing.
Aye.
And they introduced themselves, and he says, "I flew here once. I was in the sky," and he goes, "I remember you." He says, "At first I thought it was a bird, but then I realised there was people in it, so I thought you must have made that." So within one thought, he went from Stone Age to Space
Well,
Age.
the famous one was during the Zulu Wars. I think there was Boers, but it was a guy and his family. They were like Christian missionaries,
Okay.
and the Zulus, rightly so, were a little bit pissed off, and they'd been ransacking the place, and the family hid in a big wardrobe,
Okay.
a wooden wardrobe, and the Zulus considered it. They thought it was a tree. They just didn't think to look.
That's cool.
And the
I
man,
like that.
you just outside. That's
Outside
what, when
thinking.
aliens were to come, you just people say you just wouldn't even know what it was.
Here's what goes wrong though.
That
And
could be alien.
exactly. We don't
Remember
know.
the TARDIS used to become things and then it broke.
No, I didn't
The-
watch that.
Doctor Who's nemesis, the Master, his TARDIS worked properly, so he would be that thing.
You just open, and jump
and he'd
in
open and jump out.
it. Oh, that's
But
great.
the Doctor just stuck. Saved the budget, I suppose.
I suppose it's going to do that.
Budgetary constraints.
So algorithms,
Okay.
right? So I got fly fishing, and I thought, right, okay, this is dodgy because I've not done this. Then other things
you
started
sure?
appearing. No, other things started appearing.
You might be sleepwalking.
BMWs and how in their engines
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
weird.
And I'm like,
I
no.
think your life's been hacked.
So there's something right. It's not perfect.
You know, have you ever read the book by Stephen King, The Dark Half?
No, I don't read.
The guy, the guy has a fetus in fetu,
Oh, right.
and they remove it, and he becomes
Oh,
another
that's the dark
person.
half.
The dark half. So you could have like a dark Derek, who's
Okay.
fly fishing.
What if
driving
I'm the dark
BMW.
Derek?
Imagine he lives in a nice house and he's got
Oh,
like
that, no my
kids.
luck. Yeah, no my
A
luck.
successful one.
He's done something with
Remember
his
when
life.
Homer Simpson meets his brother?
Yes. Oh man. I'll carry that with me. So some products, and I'm going to call them products, not AI and not algorithm. That's to
mate,
confuse us.
Everything's a
Products. You want to know
Everything's a
why it
product.
works?
We
Some
are
of them
pro-
work.
We are the product.
My mother, 81 years old,
Okay.
82.
82 years
I'm not
young.
sure.
Remember they used to do
She's
that?
one of those ages,
okay.
right? She's I don't know.
It doesn't.
Anyway, I took her some cake. Every now and then I like to take her a cake, have a cup of tea
What,
and
the
catch
drug?
up with her. No, an actual like cake, right? So I go up
One
and I
you'd
go-
baked, one you'd bought. Set the scene here.
I'm
mate.
sitting in front of her. No, it's just this. It's a lemon slice.
It'll
I
be
like
cheap.
them.
It'll be
yeah,
cheap.
it was out of Tesco's.
Oh,
just
God, yeah.
anyway.
Moist.
No.
Oh.
So, and I'm sitting talking to her because I want to catch up. What you been up to? What you doing? Right? And
She
she's
says fly fishing.
her head is looking at her phone.
Oh,
So I thought she was
she's
doing
lost
something.
you.
And her thumb keeps doing this.
Oh.
And I'm like, what are you doing? She's watching YouTube stories.
Oh man.
I says, now, Mum, we discussed this.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, right, anyway, what time is it? And I said, it's 7:15. She went, what? She goes, I've been at this since I came in. I says, when did you come in? She says, about 2 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Right? She's addicted.
Jesus.
And she went, oh my God, I've not even had my tea.
Oh my God.
So I says, right, I'll go and cook you something.
That's saving you a bit of money.
Ah,
shouldn't
well.
we?
She goes, I says, I'll go and cook you something. She
Oh,
went, oh,
no.
no, I'll do it
Oh,
later.
please don't be so cruel.
And she kept going. I went, I'm
Oh.
sitting in front of you, right?
Oh.
Like a kid. And she went, yeah, you're right. So she put it down.
She was back
And it
at
was
it without
charging. And then as she was talking to me, she was saying, well, I was talking to Margaret, and she started flicking
Fuck,
through it,
she's lost
just
to you.
putting it.
She's lost to you, mate.
This
It's
went
all
on
her
and
pals. They didn't meet up for coffee anymore. They're all just
they're
separate
just sitting,
places.
scrolling,
All
doom
their
scrolling.
joints are just getting...
She wasn't eating, so she could stay on her phone.
They're not going to get the good out of these artificial hips.
Oh my God, she's got 2 knees.
Aye, no, that she needs to
And
get
the
her
thing
money
is,
as
I
well.
says, give me the phone.
Aye.
And she put her hand on it. And like that, grabbed the phone.
Slap.
And I thought she was going to bite me.
Oh,
Honestly,
fuck.
she's got new strength since she started her Tai Chi.
Okay.
She's been going at that a while now, and yeah.
Muscular.
So it's like, honestly, I didn't know what to do. I phoned my girlfriend, what to do? She goes, take the fucking phone off her. I went, I tried.
Aye, not very well.
And it's like, well, I'm not scared of her. I'm not fucking scared of her. I'd beat
Sounds
her
like
up,
you are a
but
wee bit.
I'm not. I'm a wee bit, I carry a lot from my childhood. But anyway, she is doing this, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I go shopping.
Uh-huh.
I get all her shopping, stuff like that.
Okay.
I thought, well, I do all the shopping. So I then head to my girlfriend's,
Uh-huh.
see her for a while, take all the shopping back, 10:30,
Still there.
still sitting on the floor.
Sitting in the
She
dark.
hasn't moved. I made her food, still sitting in the kitchen. This was last night.
You need to have an intervention.
It's still sitting in the kitchen. It's ice cold.
Here's what you do. Go straight
Okay.
back. Straight as this finishes. Just
Mhm.
go back. Bag over her head. Gaffer tape her arms and take it to some place.
I've tried that. She
What
used to-
about like one of these Pluskirton Abbey?
What's that?
It's like the place with the monks.
All right, okay.
Throw her in a cell. They'll put her to work out in the gardens. She'll get off. She'll wean her off it in no time.
God,
Works for
no.
heroin, fags, alcohol. Pluskirton Abbey.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to try a different approach than that.
Well, I've given you the option.
You've given me the
Everything
option.
else
and
seems a
you
little
know
bit more.
what? I
what
appreciate-
you get to negotiate with her. That's not
There's
good
no
work.
negotiating.
Need to robustly.
You know what? I do get a Rocky Road thing. It's like a moose.
Oh,
I don't know what it
Jesus
is, but
Christ.
she likes that.
I just say no
And
more
I'll just
Rocky
say you're
Road
not
for you.
getting it.
Don't
Right, okay. So, algorithms are
No, here's
the
one.
AI. What?
Our phone only works if she's a pedaling.
Well, that wouldn't bother her.
Would she just pedal out for?
She got a new knee.
Uh-huh.
And you get these little pedal things that go in the ground, and
Ah.
you're meant to use them almost right
She's
away.
just burning the thing out.
She broke it.
Okay.
I had to buy 2. She
could
just kept going. I
charge-
could smell the burning rubber. It was
Imagine if-
fucked.
If we just switched off the internet unless you were pedaling, and then everyone went on the national grid.
Oh, that'd be
Can you
fine. I'd be
imagine?
happy.
Would you be happy doing
Oh,
that?
yeah,
I'd,
it's-
I'd pay somebody
I
to do
do
it.
20 miles a night anyway.
I'd pay. I'd get Fast Eddie to do it. See Fast Eddie's going about the tune.
Fighting people. I saw it.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
rings.
He's lost it. Someone's going to hit him, and it's going to be a mess.
Yeah, he'll be killed. He will be
Yeah,
killed.
something's going to
You know.
happen. So,
I always thought Fast Eddie could have been your mother.
could have been.
Is it you?
Algorithms,
Uh-huh.
what have they achieved? And I looked into this last night. And the algorithms,
They've
the AI...
they're able to like instantly read like ancient text.
Right. Okay, now, here's the next thing with
Things
that.
that people have been scratching their heads for decades.
Yeah, you don't know.
Uh-huh.
So it gives you an answer.
Yeah.
How do you know it's true?
Oh no, but it's then been back checked.
I'm not too sure, because
No.
I've been looking into it.
No.
They got this really extensive programming system
Uh-huh.
to design a better braking
It just
system
sees patterns.
for planes to land on aircraft carriers.
And AI was just like, let's fuck with humanity.
And it said,
uh-huh.
right, this is what it said. It needed to maximize the force on landing, crashing them.
Okay.
It said if it crashes them
It's
into
more
the deck,
efficient to crash.
it'll stop them quicker.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're doing there.
That's what it said.
But
so
then
they
that's
went, okay,
tweaked. It's a tweak. Everything is
is it stupid or is it rebelling?
No, it's just stupid. It's not enough. It's incorrect data. It's when the computer will then start. It's just. You see the progress. 20 years time is going to be fucking doing a lot of stuff.
It's going to be doing everything.
It's
But right now,
finding stuff.
right
yeah,
now, I'm not too sure.
it's no, but it's At this moment, the AI is a little bit incompetent, but it's less incompetent than human beings.
Do you think?
It's a lot of mistakes.
I have to say the AI
Like
art
surgeons
is
in
better.
this country, people say surgeons are so good. How do you know the mistakes?
Well,
just
in
blame it on
Dundee,
their
it's
health.
quite famous for all its
Yeah.
mistakes.
But there was a guy, the professor guy, that was just doing fucking experimental stuff.
Yeah,
He was using
People were
replacing
going in
your
for a-
kidneys with marshmallow and stuff.
he was just.
Fucking
The
awful.
only thing I found a little bit off about that, not off, all the people that were suffered
Yeah,
from it,
yeah.
it's terrible. But they took their protest to the DRI, which is now someone's house,
Yeah.
and they're protesting outside it, and people are like at their curtains going, "Dunno, I'm on telly, it looks bad. They should have just went up to 9 wells, you know."
They're able to do. I saw a thing. It's like the VR hospital appointments. If
Mhm.
somebody can't get into the hospital,
Yeah.
they'll check on people. So the fucking the home help puts on the things
Mhm.
and they'll manipulate a leg and everything. And the fucking specialist sitting there in the VR.
Oh, it's
fucking
wonderful.
extraordinary.
But you think on the basic
it's
level,
late, but it's yeah.
during lockdown, I walked my bike trainer was at the door,
Mhm.
and I kicked my toe,
Yeah,
and my
okay.
toenail fell off, and it's
Okay.
never grown back right, and
Jeez.
it's a mess.
No.
It's just so at the start of the year,
Uh-huh.
it got a bit infected. So instead of getting an appointment with the doctor, they said, "Doctor got on the phone,
Mhm.
send me pictures."
Uh-huh.
Now you think about that on your phone, you're taking really
Yeah.
detailed pictures of it. It's
Yeah.
all they're going to see when you're there. And they went, "Right, we know what that is. We'll get that sorted."
Imagine the proctology
And
thing.
it's oh god, I've got one of those endoscope,
They'll
cameras,
ask you to do
and
that.
it's for fixing things, but
Imagine
it
one
can
of
go
these-
anywhere.
Imagine like a fucking hell.
It can
You
go
know
any-
that Kurt Douglas film with the robot?
Mhm.
You know the one I mean?
I love it.
Saturn V.
Yeah,
or-
it's great.
Imagine that robot shows up to check your arsehole.
Do you want to know a story? I'm going to give you a story, and it's a short story,
Uh-huh.
but it'll get you thinking.
Okay.
I had
Mhm.
terrible earache,
Oh, yeah.
and I ended up at the hospital with it. And there's a tube that goes from the ear to the throat, and that can close.
yeah,
and it's
that tube.
because of
The lug
Con-
tube.
constantly being in cold water. Apparently, it's very common.
Okay.
You get a little steroid, opens up, and you're fine. But the pain,
Uh-huh.
oh, awful. Right,
Uh-huh,
couldn't
uh-huh.
think. But I
Good
just,
luck thing.
I went to one doctor, and he looked in the ear. He went, "There's nothing wrong. I
Mm.
don't see anything." And
Mm.
I felt it was about to burst. Right.
Mm.
So I took my little camera and I looked in it, and it was scarlet red compared to this one, normal, red and sore and swollen. I thought, I wonder why he said that. I think I know why.
Why?
Because I've got a number 7 written in my ear, in like a printed text in the canal. You're looking at me like there's something wrong with me. Now, this was first spotted when I was a kid. There's a number 7. It looks like it's tattooed. It's not a birthmark. It's not red or anything. It's tattooed black, and it's like in courier font. It looks like it's, it's printed.
So you're the
in the ear
7th
canal.
version.
Well,
There's maybe an 8 going about.
this was first spotted when I was about 5, because I used to get this terrible earache.
7.
And they looked
Oh,
in
okay.
and they went, "Oh, ha ha ha! There's a number 7 in there." And I've heard about this, but when I got the camera
Uh-huh.
and I looked in, there is a number 7 in courier font.
Oh,
It's tiny.
he thought you were a replicant.
The eardrum's
like that
there,
film
and it's
with-
right there.
It's like that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I've told people this, right?
Aye.
And they go like that. "Oh, where'd this story come from?" And then, you know what I did?
Uh-huh.
I got my camera,
Uh-huh.
put it in your phone, and went, "Look at that." And I've had people who call me a liar 2 minutes later, spending half an hour just looking at my ear, trying to figure out what it is.
I wonder what happened to 1 to 6.
They didn't make it, man.
They just
7,
didn't make it. They
Top-
ate each other.
top
in
of
the
the
womb.
pile.
They ate each other in the fish
But when
tank.
you see
know,
it,
the birthing pool, the spawning
it's
tank.
perfectly printed.
Okay.
There's no bleed.
Well,
The bottom of the 7's got a little line under it, and a line at the top. It's perfect.
oh well.
And I've got 7 printed in
Oh
my ear.
well.
And that's been since being a kid.
Oh,
Now,
well.
I'm not saying I was abducted by aliens, but you would assume they would use their own
They
language.
didn't hold on to you, though, did they? They let you go. They're not. You remember, like, Close Encounters? There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people. This like World War II pilots.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
They've come with us. Come with
Yeah.
us. Spend some time.
They went,
You,
"Me,
they're just like-
Derek,
they let you in the door. Turn
It's-
around.
it's not you, it's us."
It's us.
Oh, fuck.
We just don't want to spend more than 5 minutes in the ship with you.
It's my foot. It
Your
was really
Crocs.
infected.
Your
But
Crocs are leaving
My
horrible.
foot is so clean now
Your
and
Crocs
perfect.
are leaving horrible marks on the flooring.
This is another thing, right? This is where I feel there isn't aliens visiting the Earth.
Okay.
Because no matter what film they show or
Mhm.
anything, when you see Richard Dreyfuss walking up the ramp in the end of Close Encounters, there's some footprints and boot prints. It's a bit mucky.
Scuffed, yeah.
And do you get scuffed like floors and that?
Are they just using linoleum?
Yeah.
They'd have some space.
What's that special space thing that doesn't get dirty? It doesn't pick up.
Why would they need?
It's always mucky.
That's like that's what annoyed me about one of the last Terminator films. They had chairs, and then everyone spoke to them. Why would a robot city need like loudspeakers? It would just be going straight into the robot brains.
Yeah. Well, there's one way of looking at it. We are in the future. We're always in the future. This is where we are. And say the military use helicopters.
Yeah.
How did they get out the helicopters? Ropes that were been here for thousands of years.
Yeah, okay.
So there is a mix.
Well, they wouldn't need chairs. Terminators
Just
don't need to
stand
sit down.
Did you see Dark Fate where he got a wife and everything?
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
He weighed like 1.5 tons and stuff.
She was a flat lady. I watched
It was
a video.
a non-sexual relationship.
video last
It was
night.
companionship.
Yeah, it's awful.
I see them making 28 years later.
No, I
Yeah,
don't care.
I'm loving
They're
that.
terrible films.
I love those films.
Hate them.
I love them.
Horrible.
It's like
Oh, they
being-
are
it's like being-
making. James Cameron slipped up
What?
and said they're making more Alita films. More Battle Angel.
Bloodless, terrible shit.
Doesn't matter. No, I agree it was bloodless, but I thoroughly enjoyed
It
it.
needed to have more
was fun.
decapitations.
It was fun. I enjoyed
Okay.
it. So there's.
Okay.
And he said films. So
Oh.
the thing is, people forget that it was actually a big success.
Was it?
It was Robert Rodriguez's biggest selling film,
was it?
400 odd million.
Okay.
It's got a 92% on Rotten
Oh,
Tomatoes.
so
It's
not
got a huge
bloodless. Is it?
fan following. But COVID hit
Aye.
and everything was cancelled.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just now I think they're starting picking up
Okay,
again. So that
okay.
would be. I'm looking forward to that. The last time I was in the cinema to see that, and I enjoyed it thoroughly because it was light, and I just enjoyed it.
Friendly.
I liked it. I liked it. So
Friendly.
last night I watched a video of this robot, and it was given an algorithm, and it said
Uh-huh.
you have to walk, but your feet mustn't touch the ground.
Uh-huh.
It bent his knees the wrong way, lay on its back, and scuttled with its elbows. It was terrifying.
I watched one.
Scuttling is the worst
and
thing
there
a
was
robot can do.
So they had like a X-ray course for this robot,
Yeah.
and it was like a mattress, spongy, and the robot went, and then it went to this like odd bits of wood just stacked, and it was careful when it placed its feet, and then it hit this slippery surface, fell right in its arse, but it did it 5 times. And then when it went onto the slippery surface, it could manage it. It fucking learned how to walk.
See.
It did learn, yeah.
Next one. So someone asked the big question:
Uh-huh.
how do we achieve peace on Earth?
Destroy humanity, just kill us all.
Eliminate all humans.
Yeah,
3 words.
yeah.
This is not a good
no,
start.
it's not really good.
But it said
No.
that solution was only 99.99% effective.
Yeah.
What does it know that we don't? Underground dwellers.
Chuds.
Chuds.
The thing is, people don't seem, but all life is just conflict.
Yes. But that's how you evolve.
A fucking weed coming through the fucking ground.
Yeah.
It's conflict.
yes.
War is just
It's nature.
War is nature.
I've said it a million times.
Our problem as humanity was, there was a point in our history where we were just a little kind of monkey kind of thing. We came out of the trees and everything fucking ate us.
Yeah.
And it makes us very paranoid and very like nervous. We're scared. It's our fear.
But isn't it the
If we'd been if a big sloth, can those big land sloths,
beautiful?
if they'd become like more sentient and fucking wincha, they wouldn't give a shit. They'd be peaceful, man.
Disagree.
It's us. We're chippy.
Disagree.
We've got a chip in our
Do you want to know
shoulder.
why?
Why?
The arms race of the flower and the hummingbird.
Uh-huh.
They're not at war with each other.
No, it's
They actually benefit each other.
yeah.
But
Longer beaks, thicker, longer stems.
the reason they look that way is they're evolving rapidly to stand still.
Yeah.
They're always at this.
But then it can create like too much specialization.
Yes.
And specialisation, like the panda's a useless fucking thing.
The problem is with humans, we like to say, we are here and we're in the world. The world is around us.
Well, human beings are the
we
only...
separate ourselves.
We're the only creature that can exist in every section of the planet.
Although I did
Use our
see
technology to live
someone
anywhere.
on Joe Rogan, I saw a clip.
We can go into submarines to the bottom of the Titanic.
We can. Not well, but
Not
we can
well.
do it. Now, I saw a guy on Joe Rogan and he said,
God.
there's nothing in the Antarctic. He says, if you want to go and see penguins and polar bears.
No.
And I went, polar bears?
Oh.
You don't get polar bears there. So I started having my suspicions this guy's been anywhere.
Oh.
He says, if you want to see penguins or polar bears, you have to go on the outside.
They don't coexist.
They're in the north.
Yeah, but penguins.
They're a planet apart.
They've never seen each other.
Never.
A polar bear in the wild's never eaten a penguin.
So I started having my suspicions
Right,
about
okay.
this guy.
Who
And
was he?
I don't know. I just saw the clip.
There's this giant guy he often has on that goes into the rainforest
Uh-huh.
and he's looking for stuff, and I smell shite off him all the time.
I think the latest one is the whole of the Brazilian forest is just pyramids.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else. There's just pyramids. The whole of the
There
rainforest.
was a huge population of people there.
There was.
And the
But they had to have a park.
the
Not
earth,
the whole thing.
the earth of the rainforest has got artifacts in it. It was man.
It's all, yeah, it's essentially all the vegetation there is
It was-
now not man-made,
Yeah,
but
but
influenced,
cultivated.
cultivated, yeah.
But then the West brought like disease there and eradicated people. And
Yeah,
huge-
because it was the story, it was the exploration. They found these massive cities in that. A couple of
But
years later, nothing.
this clowns who just go, see that there? Yeah, that's a pyramid. Yeah, like, no, it's a mountain.
Oh, there's one.
But it looks like a pyramid. No, it
This
does.
guy, actually, I'm remembering more about him. It was on Joe Rogan. He was talking about this perfect pyramid in
Yeah.
Antarctica. It's just
Oh,
a hill.
It's a hill.
It's a hill. It's
Been
not
eroded,
perfect.
It's
It's
a
wonky.
geological feature. Yeah.
I watched one guy talking about the 4 sides of the pyramid and how important it is to have 4 and this and that. It doesn't have 4 sides, it has 8. There's a kink in the
Yeah.
pyramids.
It's
So
such
even
bollocks.
his statement was wrong at the very
bollocks.
basic
But
level.
Joe Rogan sits and goes, this is fascinating. No, you need people. You know what never happens anymore? Nobody just goes, oh, shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck up.
Like this,
Could I say
this
something?
politicians are on, and it's all. But journalists need to go. Oh, no, stop you there. Shut the fuck up. That's bullshit.
We have a patron. I'm not going to say who it was.
Politeness does not necessarily mean kindness.
No, it doesn't.
There's a great lie here.
Yeah.
Somebody is polite. Oh, they're such a polite person. They're so compassionate. No, they're
Doesn't
not.
mean, no. I understand. But we have a patron. Not going to say who it is,
Uh-huh.
but they have experience in dealing with people.
Uh-huh.
And they said to me that when I explained in my last show when I was at the fair, I just told someone to fuck off.
Yeah.
They said that was a moment of genius. Now, they didn't use those words, but I know what they meant.
Okay. No, you need to just.
They didn't use close to any of those words.
I was
but-
walking through the town the other day, and there was a bunch of like 13, 14-year-olds who were all vaping away like fuck.
Of course.
And as I'm just walking past them, giving them space, 2 of the little cunts approached me to try and be wide with me.
Yeah.
And I went, fuck off, you little fucking cunt. And they were outraged
Yeah.
because I behaved rather than going, "Ugh," I just went, fuck off, you little cunt.
Yeah.
And they started following after me. And they're like, hey, Baldy Specky. I goes, oh, get the fuck, you little cunt.
Yeah.
And these 2 ladies walking past me congratulated me. And they says, yeah, well done for doing that. I says, yeah.
Well, there is a.
Didn't I let these little cunts away with anything?
And like that, we're not ones for just fucking giving shit to people.
No.
Because
I never give people shit.
Despite
unless
the
they
way
give me
you are
shit.
on the podcast, everyone seems to like you, and I don't know why.
Huh.
But sometimes you just need to go fuck off.
I go through
You're
life
wasting my time.
and you're polite with people.
Yeah,
I am polite with everyone.
with everyone. You
the
are.
minute someone is being a cunt to me, I don't give them a benefit of doubt. I just turn it right up.
Well, I've always
Overwhelm
said,
them.
usually when you get this negativity towards you, it's passive.
Yeah.
And passive aggression only has one result. Go to 100.
Yeah. Just
If
over.
someone says, I'm
tsunami
thinking,
them.
you just go, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah.
Get the fuck.
If
and they're like,
everyone-
oh,
those little
but
cunts.
they're never offended in the way that you think because they know they were being aggressive.
Yeah.
And if you do it back, they just go, all right, fine then.
But if they
But
were just
sometimes you
making
just go-
folks' life a misery in Reform Street.
Yeah.
Now, if every ad on the Reform Street just went, shut the fuck up, you little cunt.
They would stop.
They would stop.
They would stop.
But they get away with it.
Yes.
Now, young people are, of course, you get to try push the boundaries, see what you get away
your
with.
job.
But as a child, you have to come up against people like, fuck you, just
Yes.
stop this.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
If they're just allowed, you're not doing those little bastard kids any favours. They're in for a rude awakening. Because one of these days they're going to come
Someone's
up
gonna-
against somebody deeply unpleasant.
yeah. Who's a real bastard.
How would they get into the world of work? Again, if you just go, I just can't face that. I don't want to do that.
Well,
fucked.
okay, here's something. Can't say who, but I know someone who got a job,
Uh-huh.
went to the job, and they says, got an interview on that day. They went, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't do it that day. Got another interview, went to the job, got the job.
Jesus.
And then they said, well, I can't work at this point and that. I was telling people, and you're like, you know that's not the way things
Fuck.
work.
Fuck.
You know that's not the way it works.
Ken, being at work.
He's not going to last.
Being at work.
He'll be out.
Being at work's horrible. You spend more time with fucking your work colleagues than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nice. I just, but you just have to put up with it. I've had some fucking appalling jobs. Again, a job I had at NCR, it was the worst fucking people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the worst job, but it was a big learning curve.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you suddenly realise so many of these people are such cunts. But the thing was, half of them weren't really cunts, but they're having to behave in a cuntish fashion.
Oh, right. Okay. Did you know I didn't swear until about 2000? Because
Uh-huh.
I just didn't.
Right, you didn't swear.
I just didn't swear.
I've always sworn like a trooper.
No, I just didn't swear. Then what happened?
Uh-huh.
I got a job at a taxi firm.
Oh, unbelievable.
And in my first week, I said, excuse me, could you move that car? And the guy went, excuse me, can you move that car?
You learn
Fucking,
fast. yeah.
fucking twat walked away. Now, when you just called me a fucking twat, within a week I realised that was a language.
Yeah.
Next week, I went, see you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
You leave that fucking car
guy
there
says-
again. I'm going to kill your fucking daughter because I heard you just got married, so it'll be better to stab her. And he burst out laughing.
Yeah. You've,
And he went, mate, I've always leave it there. I won't bother from now on. It was friendly.
yeah.
I threatened to kill his
Well,
child and he
Scottish-
laughed.
Scottish thing, a good cunt.
Aye,
Call
cunt.
somebody, you're a good cunt. But people need to do shite jobs. Like, try working in a fucking chicken factory. I worked
Yeah.
in a shortbread factory.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's bad.
Now,
But if you're never doing that, what do you think? If you're just on your phone seeing, I don't know, products and
now this is going to
playing
sound.
video
Don't
games.
think I'm being right wing and that.
No.
But people should experience a job that's either hard physical labour
Yes.
or something.
It's good for
Or
you.
because you go, fuck, it can motivate you to get out of it.
Yeah.
It can give you empathy to people who are stuck in it. And
I remembered the other day when
Just, you need an
when I
understanding.
worked in a shortbread factory, there was a few people that were just old guys. Can I'd been
Mhm.
18? There was old guys. And a couple of them were nice dudes. But they were working in this fucking shortbread factory. It was awful. Looking back, those men were far younger than I am now.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
See, there used to be a thing in Dundee. I don't know if they do it now.
Well,
but
there was,
they'd
a,
go in the
there was a
factories.
Coca-Cola factory in Dundee.
Was there?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. So what they would do is if you got a high up position,
Yeah.
before you done it, you had to work 4 weeks in
Yeah.
every job.
Germany does that.
Cleaner,
Yeah, Germany does that.
on the line, on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And it was a completely different
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel this need to go, well, these workers are below me.
And
They were
in,
like,
in
oh, no,
Germany,
I get it.
the managing director of the company only gets a percent. By law, it's got to be a percentage point to the
that's
lowest
right.
paid.
That's
yeah.
right.
A work environment can be great, but like I've worked in a museum and there's management there who are out and out bullies, and you're thinking, shouty, screamy, slammy door cunts.
Yeah, that
Never
doesn't
did it
work.
to me, but why? I've watched documentaries about the fucking Royal Navy. The Royal Navy aren't like bawling, screaming at each other anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on a fucking nuclear-powered war
Right.
machine.
I had a guy, and I was at this firm,
Uh-huh.
and I had to take vehicles up to a place to get them fixed.
Right.
And he goes, right, give him this message from me. Tell him that cunt, if he doesn't get it done, I'll punch his fucking puss. Right?
Aye.
So I'd go up and I'd say, I've got a message for you. Right? And I'd tell him. The guy would laugh. And he went, not a problem. He says, you having a hard day today? I says, I'm busy. He goes, I'll go and phone your boss. He says, listen, I'm keeping him here for a while because I'm getting these vehicles done.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So
You
I'll
tell
be
that
able-
guy.
right? So he'd phone the boss. I'd sit down. He'd put the telly on. I'd get a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Brilliant.
And we'd just sit there talking about how the boss was crap. And he says, you know what? They're going to sit there. He says, you can sit here, just chill when you want away. And I would say, he says, take them back. I said, I'll take them back. He says, oh, I can't do them today. They got caught up with something else. And it would happen. He thought, he's fucking, he took it telling the way. And I'd go, he did, Jim, he did. But it never happened. Everybody knew he was a dick. He got nothing done by acting like this.
Yeah, nothing done.
Nothing.
You get things done by just generally being nice.
Went to another place.
When human beings interact,
yeah,
you meet a person and it's just a simpatico thing. It's all great. It's a wonderful thing.
There was this girl, she ran a garage.
Right.
This was another job, and I had to take cars up. And you had to book them in. But the place I was with went, take them up, they'll take them. And there was nowhere to park them or anything. And the girl went, I have told you. And I went, wait, I'll stop you there. What you're getting, I have to deal with from 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 at night. I says, I'm not against you here. I've told to do this. And she went, you're right. You know what? Don't worry about it. That statement, what happened after that, if anyone came to her garage, she says, no one else from that work's allowed there, only me.
Okay.
She says, I'm not dealing with you.
I have never understood.
And I just took that moment to go, listen.
I've never understood how people with their own businesses can be so heinously cuntish.
Oh, you get it. You get it all the time.
You think, how do you survive?
Yeah.
To be a business person, you've got to just be. I don't believe the customer's always right. I don't
That's
believe
a statement that's misused.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you've got to be kind of nice to people in general.
Mhm.
But some folk are fucking. Or they've got a political position they take.
Yeah.
And they put it on the side of their van.
Oh, yeah.
You're
You
like,
get that all
what on
the
earth
time.
are you fucking? What on earth are you? Seen the video where the black family are getting their house done up? It seems to be pretty wealthy family.
Mhm.
And the guy rocks up, white guy rocks up with
I saw it.
the flag.
The Confederate flag.
and they're like that,
nope.
no.
It's like, what?
And he's like that, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm not having
No,
that.
that's...
And he felt outraged, but you're like that. No, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
That's
It's like, I never get involved, well, obviously, with my own business. You never do politics.
No,
you never
no.
do anything, stuff like that. Obviously, you don't want, say, a group of people wearing your stuff. You would avoid that. But that doesn't really happen. What happens is occasionally we get some, especially American customers, very rarely, but it does happen. And they'll be, oh, yeah, I get this. And then start saying, hate the English and all this to try and sort of connect with you.
Yeah.
We ignore it.
Yeah, okay.
You never engage.
No.
But there's a lot of that. Not a lot, but it does happen. And you're like, no,
But Scottish
I don't.
people do that. Scottish people used to go on holiday to France and they'd go, the Aldo Alliance and all that shit.
And
you're like, fucking hell,
talking
man.
about, what are you talking about?
Historical.
The only time I enjoyed doing something like that is when I was in America.
Uh-huh.
And people are saying, are you here on holiday? I went, no, I'm here on business. I'm here checking on the colonies. And I'm going to tell you, it's not looking good. What do you mean? I went, it's my job.
Yeah,
I'm here to check on the colonies.
The lease is run out.
And people would actually go, no, what you see on TV, it's not like that. It's really good here.
Theoretically.
I'm joking.
Theoretically. There could have been a piece of paper somewhere where the British said, right, we'll let you have a spell of it, but it runs out in 2024.
Oh,
Like they did with Hong Kong.
could you imagine? It's like, Britain, you're getting America back, would be like, you know what?
Fuck.
It's all yours.
You have to take Chevy Chase back.
See, we don't want Chevy Chase.
Jesus, Chevy Chase.
But that was my thing I'd done with people. I'm here checking on the
Martin
colonies.
Short would like that. Martin Short would be good. Him and Steve Martin.
And
Take them back.
you know what I did?
Aye.
It worked so well with some people because
Uh-huh.
they're not expecting you to say that. And I've got this lovely little joke I sort of formulated.
Uh-huh.
I had a little black book and a pen attached to
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
And when someone said, yeah, somebody got broke into up the road, and I'd go, and they're looking at you going, what the
Should have had a wee lanyard.
It was so stupid.
I
But
know.
some people just
Have you seen that on Twitter? It's all
believed
people
me.
making drinks in American style, and they're putting like fucking sweeties in and mango,
Well, just
stuff.
piling crap in. Oh, I
hundreds
dunno.
and thousands, and like you're like, what the flying fuck is this?
It's just no, it's not. I don't like all that.
Oh, the cheese. They'll make a baked thing.
Now we're coming to the end of the show, and I had more algorithm things, but we got distracted. But I've got one that I want to share with you.
It's an algorithm thing.
An algorithm thing. AI, whatever you want to call it, but we've done AI, so we're calling it algorithm this week. Okay, so it was given a task,
Okay.
and it's a task that in
It.
any It. We'll call it it. The
But it's not one
algorithm.
specific thing. Are you see when you give an AI thing, is it an individual AI?
This one was. This was a
controlled.
program
This
that
was
was
c-
written.
okay.
Yes, a controlled
Okay.
just for this purpose.
Okay.
In all versions of the English language, this is a word that I had to discover. The most offensive, disgusting word.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I had to create it. Shadowins. But I had to create it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst word that you
Wank
can use.
trumpet.
You would think, but no. Banger.
Banger.
It said banger can be considered the most offensive.
Banger.
You are a fucking banger. Yeah.
It's not a nice word, banger.
See, now it's turning. Are you thinking that, or is that the
Do
algorithm?
you think of sausages? Do you think of sexual acts? What are you thinking of with banger?
banger?
An old banger of a
An old
car.
banger. It's not a positive thing,
No.
but it's not like
Bangers and mash. Bangers and
yeah.
mash.
But
That
banger.
guy's dead.
It's not like going to
Bangers
so
and
you
mash.
fucking cunt and fucking cunt fuck banger. You've lessened it at the end. Although now, here's the next thing.
Uh-huh.
I go to you fucking cunt. You fucking cunt. Means nothing to you.
No.
We hear this all the time.
Yeah.
But I go banger, and you'd
Oh.
go, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and I'm not saying any more. You fucking it's on that
Yeah.
one. You go home
Banger.
tonight into your big giant pillow.
I don't think AI's.
For your big
AI's
giant
got some
head.
work to do.
Banger.
But the
What does that
problem with
mean?
AI, human beings, we creep forward.
We do.
Kind of human being, we've no got smarter. We've created the
I've
internet,
not.
so there's information that we've got access to more information. But as a person, a fucking medieval knight has got the same
Yeah.
intelligence as us. We've no adapted much
Yeah.
at all. But AI is just rattling the progress it's making. Its
It's
evolution's
phenomenal.
terrifying. Is it doubling in its knowledge?
Oh, it's not doing that.
What's the
Whatever it is,
number?
the double. No, it's going up by. They were saying something like 18 times more powerful every few weeks.
Well,
and
we're
it's-
seeing it with AI generated images.
Yeah,
That's
It's
fucking.
getting mad.
It's so
I'm
mad.
scared. I'm going to stay in. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, now we do have. If you listen to us on Podbean,
Yeah.
there's adverts.
Well.
There are adverts.
Mhm.
Listen
Stick
to
with
this.
them.
We
How
have
much have we
made
made so far?
17 American cents.
Just 17 cents.
17
We're not even at a
cents.
fucking dollar yet.
No,
Is a dollar not like 65 pence?
yeah.
So we've made maybe 5-10 pence.
What are you going to spend it on? I've been planning. I was looking at houses and everything. Last
I
night.
want 5 mojos.
5 mojos. Well, we can't. We don't really choose what goes on it. We
No.
don't have political and we don't have alternative medicine, but it's not our choice. So if you hear someone go, "What the fuck is
We're
this?"
waiting for Big Pie. Big Pastries get to come
It's not
call
us.
us.
Yeah.
We did get a sponsorship offer from Tenor Gentlemen, but they said we're such heavy leakers they can't
There's
support
no
us.
technology for
Say
us.
we just leak too much.
There's no technology.
We could fill a swimming pool with just fluid.
Oh, like Cleopatra's.
Cleopatra's
don't want to
bath.
think about
It would
that.
be a brown,
Oh,
like a puddle. Kind of puddle a
I
Labrador's
heard.
washed itself.
I saw a tweet and someone said,
Uh-huh.
you know, something about seeing ketchup come. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure. I think they better get their partner to the doctors.
Ketchup, come.
Yeah, I don't know what this means. Is this blood?
Mine sometimes looks like Thousand Island dressing.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us next time. Join us on Patreon.
Yeah, please do.
Please do, because you
Listen
can see
to
the
the
full
adverts,
video version.
and you have to listen to all. Don't
listen to the adverts.
listen to the adverts.
Because in a week, we've made pennies.
Christ, well maybe we will chip in and get a thing of Monster Munch.
Well, listen, let's not get ahead of yourself. Let's just calm down. We're going
This
to
is
all
an
spend.
acorn, though. We're telling
From-
ourselves this.
Mighty trees, giant acorns grow.
Great. So there's a chance this could be something.
Yes, it could happen. We've
Jesus
started. It's taken almost 4 years to get 11 cents in advertising, and I'll tell you something. That's genuine profit. Although I am about 250 a year to put the podcast up, and I'm about the same again for Vimeo. And because we've spent all the money here, I've got to cover that myself. So yeah, it's not going well. But no, financially, listen, cents are building up. This time next year, we'll have dozens of sets.
Let's invest that in like pork bellies. We'll be fine.
Something. We need to get a portfolio. Can you get that for 10p?
Let's get that Martin Lewis on the case.
He would take.
He would take that. He
would turn us around.
I heard there's a guy called Bernie Madoff. He's really good. He knows what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking
He's
about.
got some downtime. Let's reach out to him.
Give him an email. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
AI. We could be AI. This whole thing could be generated.
Oh,
we're not real people.
Don't do that to me. When I was watching that program about cakes, I was an inch away from cutting my own arm to see if it was cake. Some of them were so convincing.
I can always tell it's cake.
I can't.
Immediately.
I can't.
Immediately.
I got it wrong. The guy bit into a Bible. I didn't see that coming.
No, you didn't.
There was 3 Bibles and one the cake. I didn't know. Yeah. Laters.
Ta-da. Ta-da.